Hey, Scott from South Shore here, and I want to talk to you about a few things that commercial property owners are doing that's costing them more money. So let's start out with number one, which is waiting too long to repair and maintain items around your property. The longer you wait, the worse the conditions can get. Um, I refer to something as the compounding effect as well. A lot of times, one problem can bleed into another problem. And for example, if maybe you're not repairing your outside brick and keeping that well maintained, now it can start to allow water inside of your building to start to damage your finishes inside your sheetrock, your carpet, things like that. So um, the key is to attack things early on rather than waiting for them to become larger and more costly and compounded problems. Another thing is short timelines, right? Waiting, which this kind of relates back to my previous point, is when you're waiting and all of a sudden now it's an emergency. These short timelines that you give a contractor is going to increase the price. Now they have to work, maybe longer shifts. Maybe they have to work on the weekends and pay overtime, or they have to put additional pieces of equipment there to expedite the job. So anything that you need expedited is going to cost you more money. Another thing is small and or numerous phases. The more that you require a contractor to reduce the amount of area that they have at one time, the more it's going to cost you. So you want to provide them with as much area as possible so that they can really maximize their production, maximize their labor and their equipment, and really the more you give them, the more aggressive they'll be able to get with their pricing. Another problem that I see is hiring bad contractors. A contractor who is not experienced or not qualified or doesn't have a reputation for doing good work, they may give you a cheaper price, but what will happen is they're not going to follow the right practices. And so even though their work may look fine and may last for some period of time, if they don't follow the right practices, you're actually not going to get the right lifespan out of that particular work. It's not going to last as long. If something has a normal lifespan of, let's say, 10 years, you may find that after 5 years, this thing needs to be redone again because the proper practices weren't followed. And so there's no more warranty. That's expired. And so now you have to go pay to do it again in 5 years. And that's certainly going to cost you more money. It doesn't cost you more today, but in the future, that's going to cost you more. So something you want to keep in mind is really important to hire the right contractor for your project. And the last thing I want to touch on today is just people doing work in-house. And this probably relates back to the last point as well, which is, when you have your in-house personnel doing things, number one, those people could probably be doing something else for you that can actually improve your situation. They're not necessarily saving you money, these people, because maybe I as a contractor can buy my materials cheaper. Maybe my personnel actually are more efficient at the work. So maybe at the end of the day, what you would pay me to do something would be less than what you would pay your own people. So you can actually use them to work on something else that can improve something else around your property. But again, it comes down to, do these people know the best practices that you're going to have a quality repair in the end? Or are you just giving them some work that you're going to have to go and hire a contractor such as myself to redo it in a short period of time anyway? So just a few points I want you guys to keep in mind, and think about so that in the future you can avoid these mistakes for yourself. So if anybody has some other tips, I'd love to see them in the comments, and thanks for watching.